Is a college degree worth it? The expense, the time, the investment, the challenges? And will it be worth it in, say, 10 years with the way the world is changing, with the introduction of AI, increase in productivity, the opportunities that exist beyond traditional fields in higher education?
While a college degree has obvious advantages, as costs keep rising, many experts are now advising some students to think hard if a four-year degree is right for them.
Is it really worth all the time and investment? And will it be worth it? Will there be an ROI on your college degree program?
Why? 40% of those who enroll fail to graduate in 6 years. 30% end up in jobs that don't require a bachelor's.
If you finish your degree, the answer is almost always, absolutely, 100% yes. You'll make more than $1 million more over your working life than someone with a high school diploma. You'll make more than people with some college, with an associate's degree, with some certification, or just a high school diploma over your working life of about 40 years on average, than comparatively, than those that have some college or just a high school diploma. Now, the question is, will it always be that way? Well, I can go through the numbers today, and that's what we'll do today. We'll go through the numbers and look at what things are like now, and then we'll have to project what are things likely to be like based on what we know now. That's the best we can do. And we'll take a look at what you can actually make, starting salary, lifetime expected earnings from different degree programs, and what you should know that people aren't telling you. And that is, how much can I make doing what I'm learning to do in college? Hi, I'm James Callahan, and this is The Do-Over Show. And I've spent my entire adult life in or around higher education as a tenure-track professor, as an adjunct professor at 8 or 9 colleges and universities, undergrad and grad, public and private, professional programs and humanities-based programs. And I've advised hundreds of undergrad and grad students over that time about the value of their degrees, about finishing college, about the difference between finishing and not finishing, and about how to use their major to actually live a life that is productive and they'll be able to make a living using their major or using things that they've learned in their major throughout their work life. So let's go through the numbers the way they really are today and what we can say definitely about college and its value. Only 39% of 18 to 24-year-olds in America attend a college or university today. But 62% of recent high school grads have enrolled in a college program. It doesn't mean they go. It means they show some intention. Usually that's a metric that high schools and high school counselors, advisors, want you to apply to multiple schools, and then they start collecting all the information that you have 400 students graduating, but 10,000 acceptances to college and universities with $1 million worth of scholarship on average per student. Now, none of that is actually real, but they like to accrue those numbers because it makes them look good. So while you have over 60% who say they enroll in a college or university program, now here's the other number that is important, and that is within the first year, 25% of those students that start college drop out in the first year. Sometimes it's too much for them. Sometimes families' financial circumstances change. There's a death in the family, something dramatic happens, or sometimes they just realize, I don't like school, and they quit. Now, by the time you get to the third year, you're up to over 50% of people that start and say, nah, I'm not going to finish it. So first of all, don't think that if you don't go to college, you're going to be in the very small minority of people. Most people do not go to college. Most people definitely do not finish a college degree. What do they put on their resume? That they have some college. So starting a college degree seems to be common. Finishing a college degree is uncommon. And that's where the difference starts to make a big impact. And that is finishing a college degree, any college degree, with any major from any college or university. Doesn't need to be Harvard, Yale, Princeton, any fancy school, any scholarship school. It can be a local 4-year college or university without a name that no one has ever heard of. It can be private, it can be public, it can be religious, it can be secular, it can be anything. Finishing any college degree from an accredited college or university will mean that you're going to make over $1 million more throughout your life on average. So college degree holders comparatively earn $1.2 million more as a bachelor degree holder compared with someone with a high school diploma over working life. That means they make about $2.8 million High school diploma earners are expected to earn just about $1.6 million over their lifetime. So for a high school diploma holder, that's 40 years of working at an average of $40,000 a year. If you are a bachelor's degree holder, that's 40 years of working at an average of $70,000 a year. Now, these are just averages, and some of you will be very poor and some of you will be very rich compared to the average. This is when you add them all together and you divide by the number you've added together. Here's the outcome. So when you look at those numbers, now this is not the median, remember, it's something you learn in college. A median is just the extreme between the top and the bottom, it's just that middle point. The average could be higher or could be lower depending on how many people make the higher or lower wage. There you go, difference between mean or average and median. Congratulations, you just learned something you normally learn having to go to college to learn it. Now, remember, there are just 5 traditional careers that have this sort of unlimited upside or the potential for making more than the average. Law, medicine, IT, finance, and sales. Otherwise, the bands of what you can expect to make, whether you are a second grade teacher here, or whether you're a nuclear physicist there, or whether you are a medical doctor in Cleveland, Ohio, the bands of what you can expect to start at and what the top wage will be within that field are knowable. Do you know what you are able to make based on your degree, your major, and your career path that you'd like to pursue? Because that number is knowable. Now, here's an overview from BLS, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, which gathers all the information about working and how much people make and their unemployment rate. And here's the breakdown, and this should give us some general awareness of programs, that is graduate degrees, professional degrees, PhDs, master's degree holders, and bachelor's degree holders all make above the median amount between that middle point and the top and the bottom earners. Now, you also notice that it's not until you get to some college but no degree that your employability changes dramatically compared to those who have completed their degrees. And that is, if you finish your bachelor's degree from anywhere, you will end up making more than the median, and you will end up as more employable than people with just an associate's degree, just some college, just a high school diploma, or even a high school dropout. Now, the big takeaway is obviously that you will always tend to make more if you finish any college degree, no matter what your major. You know, that breakdown from BLS doesn't mean that you have to go to Princeton. It doesn't mean that you have to have one of the top earning degrees. It just means that any degree, you fall within the category that you make more than those who just have a high school diploma, an associate's degree, or some college. So let's look at actually the fields that can make more money or tend to make more money and are in high demand and are projected to increase in demand over the next 5 to 10 years. Now, it's probably no surprise that they're all in STEM. There's science, technology, engineering, medicine, and math. I added an extra M because, hey, math is important these days. So anyway, you've got STEM, and those are the highest earning degrees out of college programs. And by the way, those are the degrees where you get to actually use your major. Remember I said that less than half of college graduates actually use their major for their career. That is, they don't necessarily leverage their skill set that they learn in college, but in STEM-related programs, you're hired because somebody else has done the hard work of training you in these STEM-related fields. Now, if you are in a humanities program, if you have a degree in art history, Portuguese basket weaving, Mayan architecture, or my degree in religious history, you have to ask yourself, if you're going to do something other than what that degree actually trains you to do, then you're going to have to use something called transferable skills. Capacity and skill set to be a smart person, to interact, to create things, to study, to know things, and to be emotionally mature enough to be able to navigate just about any job that people give you. And in a lot of grad programs, for example, people who just want to keep going to school, it's no longer required that you have a pre-law, pre-med degree in order to get into the grad program. They just want to know that you can do academic work and you can finish it. And by the way, the number one indicator for someone who's not going to use their degree in their major in their career is that first, they've learned to do something and they've done something difficult and finished it. The number one thing employers are looking for are people who can handle difficult things and can finish difficult things. Not just say, ooh, this is difficult, but actually accomplish something, reach a goal, and say, I did it. That's the kind of person that employers are looking to hire today. Now, you can look through this chart, you can pause on this, you can zoom in on it, and it's bleary-eyed how many different professions are there. But you'll notice that, all the top earning fields, median lifetime earnings from college in millions of dollars are all in engineering or the professional field, business, accounting, chemistry. Yeah, they're all STEM. Until you get to that middle line, all majors, and that's where things start to break down, where you get into social sciences, humanities, art history, English, lit, all the languages, religious studies, you get into public service models. Those are all there, but they are below the lifetime earning potential of those degrees that are higher paying degrees now. And thanks for being part of the Do-Over Show. Please, while you're down there looking at those links, figuring out how much you're going to make for the rest of your life, how about you click on the like button, because it really helps. And while you're down there, how about you subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss the next episode. I'm so glad I found you and you found me. Thanks.